Talk about freedom, blood, and friendship, and also about a bridge. Some of the older generation, or even some that watches some of the old classic movies, might remember the Flying Tigers. They were an air group, I'll just call them that, that was developed in World War II, and they fought mainly in Asia. And one of the places that they really helped in Asia, they kept the Japanese from crossing over a river there in a certain part of Asia. And if the Japanese would have crossed that, they would have taken over that whole area. And one of the largest countries you know of today wouldn't be what it is. It'd be speaking Japanese. But these Flying Tigers, this air group, they helped defend that. They bombed a bridge that was there, and to keep the Japanese from passing over. But today that bridge is known as the bridge of where there was a lot of bloodshed, but also there was freedom and friendship. And the interesting thing is the symbolic of that, the symbolic meaning, because you talk about the blood, there was a lot of bloodshed. It reminds me also of like the Alamo in Texas. There was a lot of bloodshed that people gave their life for the sake of freedom. But this bridge is known as the bridge of friendship, and it's a bridge to something. It's a bridge to freedom. And that's the thing that we also have with Jesus. He's a bridge to bridge and redeem us, back to God. And his bridge is a bridge of freedom. If you're set free, you're free indeed. Okay. If you trust in the Lord Jesus, you will be set free. But it was by His blood that was spilt, His blood that was given, okay, to pay for all of our wrongdoing and our sin. And then, of course, that friendship bridge. In the Old Testament, when you talk about Abraham, he says he was a friend of God. And that's the thing, is that we have to be a friend. Jesus wants to become our friend. He's a friend that sticks closer than even a brother. So I want you to think about these things as we go through different trials and different things in our lives. But the most important thing is to have the one that has life. He's the bridge that gives us life. He's the bridge that gives us freedom. Okay? Not freedom to sin, but freedom to overcome sin. The freedom to live a victorious life. And I want us to concentrate on that in the days that we're living, because there's so much going on, and we can be distracted from our focus and distracted from our goals. But remember that Jesus is this bridge, and He was much more than the Flying Tigers. They were one of the greatest air groups that was developed to help set free that part of the world from the Japanese oppression. And through that, okay, we see the symbolic comparisons and of the blood that was spilled, because freedom, the great price of freedom is through blood being spilled. And it also redeems us. Jesus redeemed us through His own blood. Okay, His friendship, it's closer than any friendship you can have, because He wants to dwell in us. So He cares, and He wants to have that intimate relationship with us, inside of us, so He can direct our lives as owner, as Lord of our lives. Okay, and not only to have freedom and the shedding of blood, okay, but friendship. Keep those in mind, those three things, and dwell on that. Dwell on that. And trust in Jesus as the Lord of your life. Times are getting rough in different parts of the world, and even here in the U.S. But our trust must be in the Lord Jesus. And I want to encourage you in that. And as always, I want you to be blessed, and always do what? Keep your eyes on Jesus.